What's going on, everybody? Welcome into episode 167 of the MudWatch Sports Podcast on this Monday, June 15, 2026. I'm your host, Zach Malum. But before we get started, please subscribe below. Follow all of my social accounts. Let's start things off in the world of basketball, as there's only one place to start today, and that was down in San Antonio on Saturday night. The New York Knicks are the 2026 NBA champions. It's the third time in franchise history that the Knicks have won the NBA title, the first time since 1973. It's been a long wait for Knicks fans, but the 53-year wait is officially over, and Knicks fans are feeling real good right now after the Knicks took down the Spurs in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. They win the series 4-1 after a 94-90 victory in Game 5 over San Antonio. I mean, just remarkable stuff in this city of New York, and everybody is feeling happy right now. It's a very different type of feeling than any other championship in this city, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But I want to start specifically in this game with the captain, Jalen Brunson, because the Knicks came into this game knowing, well, if we close it out, then it's all said and done. They don't want to have to go all the way back to Game 6. If the Spurs forced a Game 6, maybe they're all of a sudden back in the series. And then if you lose Game 6 at home, then you're in real trouble going back to San Antonio for Game 7. But the Knicks wanted none of that. Win Game 5. That was the motivation for this one. And looking at Jalen Brunson, it doesn't get any better than this. When you look at the rest of the team, 49 points in this game. Jalen Brunson himself, that's why he's a MVP contender every year. That's why he's the best player on this Knicks team by a country mile. And that's why he's the captain of the New York Knicks. 45 points in a clincher on the road when the Knicks need it the most. He ties the most points in a finals clincher in NBA history with only Michael Jordan. I mean, you cannot script this stuff any better with Jalen Brunson scoring 45 points, 14 of 27 shooting in the game. And this is a guy who just deserves every bit of the praise that he is getting over the last couple of days since the Knicks won the title. I mean, the clips coming back of every analyst on all of these major media networks that were just doubting him from the start, right when he signed that 4-year contract with the New York Knicks. I mean, this is a guy who came in. He was a number 2 on the Dallas Mavericks. Some people said, oh, well, he was a number 3 next to Luka Doncic because they couldn't get over the top. This guy is a number 1. End of story. He led the Knicks every single year. I mean, looking at the previous postseason since he's shown up in New York, fourth quarter points, clutch points, when you need a big shot, that's the guy you go to. That's why he's the leader. That's why he's the captain. And that's why Jalen Brunson is the 2026 NBA Finals MVP. So thoroughly deserved. I mean, every single game this series, barring, of course, Game 2, where he kind of struggled in the game, he stepped up miraculously for this Knicks team. Really, really great series. And, I mean, averaging over 30 a game. I mean, that's exactly what Jalen Brunson needed to do, and that's exactly what he did for this Knicks team to win a championship. So every single bit of the praise, like I said, Jalen Brunson is getting after this one, it's so deserved because he led this team, carried them on his shoulders in Game 5 of the NBA Finals to clinch it out and win New York a championship. I mean, remarkable stuff from Jalen Brunson. The next guy I want to get to, I'm going to move away from the players for just a second. How about Mike Brown? I mean, what a story for Mike Brown to come in. He was a 2-time NBA champion as an assistant coach, Golden State and San Antonio. And he comes in replacing Tom Thibodeau, who just couldn't get this Knicks team over the line. They needed to get over the hump. They needed an extra boost. And Mike Brown comes in year 1 and completely changes what this Knicks team is all about. And I think, myself included, going into last season or this past season, you're saying, well, Tom Thibodeau had a defensive-focused type of game style. Then you had Mike Brown on the other side with very offensive focus. How about the Knicks on defense? What are they going to do on defense, especially if Mike Brown, the focus is not on that. It's focused on moving the ball around in the offense. And I think looking at it in the end, they allowed 90 points in the clincher. They held San Antonio at bay all series long. They had multiple games where they held San Antonio under 100 points. That's exactly what Mike Brown is looking for, because he has the offensive side of it, but he also got these guys going on defense. And that is a huge credit to a coach coming in for his first season, taking over a team that is just so hungry, a city that is so hungry, and taking this team to the NBA Finals and closing the job in 5 games. Mike Brown deserves all the credit in the world for coming into a tough situation, because Knicks fans, if he was losing, if he was not doing well early on, I mean, he would hear it. He would hear it in this city. But he stuck through it and got over the line in the end with this Knicks team. So Mike Brown deserves a lot of credit as well, next to Jalen Brunson. But I do want to talk about the feeling now here in New York City, because it's just a different breed than some of the other cities across the country. Here in New York, there's just multiple teams here, and it's very similar in a way to Los Angeles, but there's also the feeling that it's a little different because there's multiple teams for every sport. Every team is represented in this city, but it's almost half and half. This city is a lot different when it comes to the New York Knicks. Yeah, look at hockey, you got the Islanders and the Rangers. You look at baseball, you got the Yankees and the Mets. You look at football, you got the Jets and the Giants. And when you look at basketball, yes, the Nets are here, but the Nets are formerly from New Jersey, and that's where a lot of their fans come from. There are some fans, of course, in Brooklyn of the Brooklyn Nets, but primarily their fans are in New Jersey. This city is all about the New York Knicks. When it comes to the New York Knicks winning a championship, you saw it on Saturday night, the parties going on, the people going crazy in Manhattan. And when you look at this Knicks team, that's all they wanted. They wanted to give this fan base something. They wanted to give this fan base a championship. It's been so long, and they finally got over the line. 53-year wait, and Knicks fans deserve every bit of it when they look at the pain that they've been through year after year. I mean, the 90s, this Knicks team was so close to getting over the line. Just the greatest player of all time in Michael Jordan was in their way. Then you had 99. Patrick Ewing was injured throughout that series against San Antonio. I mean, everything you look at from this Knicks team, they just couldn't get over the line in the end. And finally, Knicks fans deserve it. It's been 53 years, and the New York Knicks are NBA champions. It's crazy to say as a Knicks fan myself, just surreal to be in this moment right now. But the Knicks deserved it. They were the best team throughout the playoffs, the win streak that they went on. And of course, it was snapped in the finals. They only lost 1 game since the end of April. They lost 1 game in the playoffs since the end of April when the NFL draft was going on. It's remarkable stuff. The Knicks deserve it. It's the team of destiny, as a lot of people are saying the last couple of days. The New York Knicks have won it all, and we're going to be basking in the glory in the next couple of months or so. Still until the start of the 2027 season, where maybe the Knicks go on a run and go towards it again. There's going to be a lot of talking points in this offseason. Maybe some guys leaving, some guys moving on. But right now, Knicks fans, enjoy the moment. The Knicks have won it all, and it's their 3rd title in franchise history, the first time since 1973. So the Knicks win it all, 94-90. They take down the Spurs in Game 5 of the NBA Finals to win their first championship in 53 years. Let's shift things to baseball, as both of your teams were in action this weekend, and obviously they were not the talking point in New York this weekend, but they did have some series against divisional opponents. We'll talk about the New York Mets first, as out in Queens, they finished up a 6-game homestand. It was the St. Louis Cardinals who came to town Tuesday to Thursday at Citi Field. The Mets lost the first 2 games in pretty much blowout fashion, lost 7-0 and then 9-2 in the first 2 games of the series. Then they win on Thursday 5-4. The final, Devin Williams came in for the save in that game. Mets chipped away, and it was Juan Soto who ultimately hit the solo bomb to give the Mets a 5-4 lead late in that game. And then you go into the next series as they hosted a divisional opponent in the Atlanta Braves. As the Braves come to town, and the Braves have been really good this year. They came into this series almost 20 games over 500. Actually, they were 20 games over 500 heading into the game on Friday night, but the Mets kind of took it to the Braves in this series. The offense was feeling good. They ended up winning 7-5 on Friday, and it was Spencer Strider who got beat up by this Mets offense on Friday night. He only goes 3 innings in this one, 6 hits allowed, 7 earned, with 1 walk and 3 Ks. That was all the offense the Mets needed. They had a 7-2 lead in the 4th inning after Bo Bichette hit a grand slam and then a sac fly. He hit the grand slam in the 2nd inning, a sac fly in the 4th inning, and gave the Mets a 7-2 lead. Braves tried to chip away, but the Mets got over the line, and the Mets win the opening game of the 3-game set 7-5. Then on Saturday, the Mets were sending out Sean Manaea to the mound, and it was not a great day in the end. He did go 6 innings, 4 hits allowed, but he had 2 earned runs, no walks, 6 Ks, 84 pitches. He just made a couple of mistakes, and Eli White made him pay both times in this game. 2nd inning, he hits an RBI double into right field. Then Eli White responds once again with a solo bomb into left field in the 4th inning. Gave the Braves, a 2-0 lead. Mark Vientos hit an RBI single that was canceled out by Michael Harris II, who had a solo bomb in the 8th inning to give the Braves a 3-1 lead. That's how it would finish. And the Braves win it 3-1 and tie the series at 1. Then you go to the rubber game of the 3-game set. And Citi Field was rocking on Sunday afternoon because Freddie Peralta was pretty solid. He only went 5 innings, so you kind of have to bear with that, Met fans. But he had 4 hits allowed, just the 1 earned run with 1 walk and 2 Ks. Got some soft contact in this game, and that was really helping this Mets team out. It did not start off strong as they went down 1-0 in the 1st inning, but after that, it was 4 runs from the Mets in the bottom half of the 1st inning. And really good stuff in the end, as A.J. Ewing actually was the biggest contributor. He hits a RBI double, which he ended up getting 2 RBIs on, but a lot of them came from an error from the left fielder in Mike Yastrzemski, who ends up throwing it off a pole and it gets away. The Mets ended up chipping away more so in this game as A.J. Ewing ends up hitting a solo bomb in the 5th to give the Mets a 5-1 lead. Marcus Semien then hits another solo bomb. Mets go back-to-back, and it's 6-1, and then Juan Soto finished it off with a 2-run single in the 8th. So a really good series for the New York Mets. They ended up getting to Bryce Elder, who's been pretty solid so far this year, and they end up beating him up in this game and knock him out after 4 innings pitched. So give credit to the Mets. I mean, they're chipping away right now. The record still sits at 32-39. They're still 7 games under 500 and looking to rack up wins in a hurry. But right now, the Mets end up winning a series against the Braves. Met fans will take that any day, especially with how well the Braves have been playing so far this season. So the Mets head into a 3-game set out in Cincinnati now. It all starts tonight. It's 7-10 start as Tobias Myers gets the ball for the Mets. 0-1, 4.05 ERA this season. He's had 33 innings pitched, and of course he's going to be probably a bulk guy at the start of this game. Mets just need guys to eat innings. They do not have an easy matchup, though. On the other side is Chase Burns, who's been so good so far this year, almost in the running for National League Cy Young. especially if the Reds start winning, and they are a successful team this season. Right now, 4 games under 500. But Chase Burns, 7-1, 2.14 ERA in 75 innings pitched this year. The whip is under 1. I mean, really good stuff by a very young pitcher in Chase Burns. The righty will be on the mound against Tobias Myers tonight. Make sure you tune in all series long as the Mets take on the Reds out at Great American Ballpark. Let's finish things off today on the other side of New York, as the New York Yankees were also in action this weekend. And anytime you think the Yankees are almost going into a slump, they all of a sudden are starting to play really well. Once again, it got a little hairy when Aaron Judge went down at the end of May. The Yankees did not know what they were dealing with. They had then had 2 straight losses against the Cleveland Guardians at home. They lost the game to the Red Sox. But in the blink of an eye, the Yankees have won 6 of their last 7. They end up sweeping the Cleveland Guardians on the road in Cleveland. Cleveland's really good so far this year. One of the top teams in the American League next to the Yankees. And they sweep the Guardians away in 3 games Monday to Wednesday. And then they go up to Toronto, where it's just been terror every single time they've gone up there in recent history, especially in the playoffs last year. And they take it to the Toronto Blue Jays. It didn't start off well. They lost 8-5 on Friday, and it was just a bad outing from Ryan Weathers. Did not get his stuff going early on. And, of course, when you go behind 5-0 in just the second inning, that's a bad sign for how things were going to go in this one. So the Yankees end up losing it 8-5. Ryan Weathers goes 4 1/3 with 5 hits, 6 earned, with 1 walk and 2 Ks, falls to 2-5 on the year. And you're kind of seeing the struggle with that 5th starter spot for this Yankees team, trying to get some guys back healthy. And they just need guys to eat innings. They're very similar to the Mets dealing with injuries. They need guys who can eat innings right now. And Weathers, even though it's not been great, he's a guy that can almost fill up the strike zone in some games. It's been really bad lately. And then on the other side, you had Trey Savage, who has been solid so far this year. Did not really have a great game in this one, as he ended up allowing 5 earned in the end. He pitched 5 innings with 4 hits allowed. He had 6 walks as well. So not a great outing for Savage, but he gets the win. He's 3-3 now on the year, and the Yankees lose it 8-5 in the opener of the 3-game set. But this is where the series completely changed, and the Yankee pitching was the difference in my mind. When you look at the first game with 8 runs allowed by the Yankees, they end up only allowing 1 in the next game on Saturday afternoon, and it was Paul Goldschmidt who hits another home run, and it's a 2-run bomb in the 9th inning to give the Yankees a 3-1 lead. A huge home run for this Yankees team, but all throughout, the pitching was really strong in this one. Cam Schlittler went 7, with Kevin Gausman on the other side. He went 7 as well, and both of them just the 1 earned run to each of them. And Jason Dominguez hit a homer for the Yankees. It was Okamoto who hit a home run for the Blue Jays. So they went into the 9th inning tied at 1, and Paul Goldschmidt was the hero to break the tie and give the Yankees a 3-1 victory. Then they go into Sunday's game, where it was a little hairy once again, but the Yankees offense just pulled away in the end. It was tied 2-2 in the 4th inning, but then the Yankee offense, it was also tied actually in the 6th inning, with it being a 3-3 score after Davis Schneider hit a solo bomb responding to an Anthony Volpe RBI single. But the 9th inning really helping the Yankees right now. And Ben Rice hits a 2-run bomb to give the Yankees a 5-3 lead. How about Caballero with a 3-run bomb in the 9th inning as well? And the Yankees win it 8-3 in the end. It got close in the middle of it. Will Warren ends up going 4 innings with 8 hits allowed, 2 earned, 3 walks, 1 K. Hasn't been the best, but a solid enough outing that he ended up going 98 pitches deep, and that's when the Yankees went to their bullpen. Really good stuff from the bullpen in this game. Just 1 earned run that was charged to Jake Bird. They had 5 different relievers that got them over the line in this one. So the Yankees end up winning another series after they sweep the Cleveland Guardians. They end up defeating the Toronto Blue Jays 2 out of 3. And all of a sudden, the Yankees have won 6 of the last 7 after being a little concerned after Aaron Judge went down. So the Yankees now head back home. They have a 6-game homestand, and it all starts tomorrow night, a 7:05 start at the stadium as the Chicago White Sox come to town. It's going to be Davis Martin on the mound, who's been really under the radar great so far for the White Sox this season. He's 9-2, 2.41 ERA. The White Sox are 6 games over 500. They are a good team. Obviously, with Munetaka Murakami, 20 homers so far this year, 41 RBIs. It's going to be a battle between him and Ben Rice, as Ben Rice, 19 homers this year, 293 average, 47 RBIs right now. Garrett Cole gets the ball for the Yankees tomorrow, 1-1, 2.45 ERA, 22 innings pitched so far this season. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night and all series long. The Yankees host the White Sox at Yankee Stadium. But that will do it for episode 167 of the MudWatch Sports Podcast. Please subscribe below. I've been Zach Malum, and thanks for watching it. Enjoy the win, Knicks fans. Enjoy the championship. We'll talk to you again on Friday.